And we're back. We're getting ready to kick off the youth class. You can actually see him parading right behind us as we speak. Justin Holback out there with him, running him through. Again, he was out there in the old WT, leading them around. Out there practicing the course. I saw the excavator grab a big tire and drag it out there, and that was their turnaround. So definitely getting the course all marked for them.
That's right. So we finished round 1 for the bouncer class and UTV bounty so far, and we are going to go right into round 1 for our Digging Deeper UTV youth class.
I'll say it should be a good time. Definitely, we're on course 1, course 2 for these guys. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully.
Let's see what kind of course they've got going on here. It really is a parade.
It really is.
Look at
it's
them go.
Kind of awesome to watch.
I think we need to do like a land rush start and see what happens. For everybody joining us on Hillside Live, this is your friendly reminder to make sure you're watching on that Rock Racing TV broadcasting page, not the YouTube channel or any other pages we might be on, because we want to see your comments, answer your questions, interact.
We go live to a lot of places. We were counting them up one day, me and Taylor. I don't remember how it was. We were counting them all up because we have multiple racers. We also port it to their page, like my Facebook and YouTube page. We port it to as well. So there's a lot of things we port it to, send it to, if you will, different pages other than the Rock Racing TV page that we watch comments on and give feedback on. So we have lots of racers, other racing series, other production companies we send it to. So it goes out to I want to say it was 80-some. We have multiple platforms: Instagram, Facebook. Twitch. There was some that most people are not familiar with.
Twitch.
We have a Twitch page, yeah.
Oh.
Goes live to Twitch.
Oh.
So yeah. YouTube.
Not familiar with that one.
TikTok. There was quite a few that we were going live to.
But there's only one place that Matt and I watch from during the show. If you want us to be able to see your comments and interact with you guys, that is the Rock Racing TV broadcasting Facebook page.
Little Tim Bacon hopping in there with us. What's up, Tim? So hopefully we'll see those guys out next season. I've been hearing rumors they're coming back. Got to get those bouncers out and do some racing with them. I know they've been making upgrades and got all kinds of cool stuff going on.
Looks like we've got 15 young drivers in our Digging Deeper UTV youth class today. We've had a really full lineup of drivers in all of our classes this weekend.
Yeah.
Some record numbers, I think.
We have. Again, like I said, the bouncer class is full, and just the fact we had to recover 2/3 of them took even longer.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the good old days of rock bouncing.
And does that mean these are the good new days then?
It is. It is. Yeah, I miss Bobby. He's probably one I miss the most. Especially this park specifically. Watching him send it at a lot of the courses was always very, very amazing. I think you could give him a trophy of winning, and he'd be like, well, yeah, but it only put on a show. Like, he'd be bummed about not putting on a show, So I love watching him put on a show.
I did get to catch up with Randall a little bit.
Yeah.
Just now as well, though.
Yeah, it's good to see him back out. Yeah. He's a super OG.
Older drivers.
Yeah.
Older as in been around in the sport longer.
Yeah.
I think that they are clarifying the course for the youth drivers, making sure they all know where to go.
Looks like they're getting them all lined up there. You can see course workers getting all of them organized, trying to get them all lined up. So we got about a dozen today.
We have 15.
15, okay, 15, yeah. Which means there was a number 13. I wonder what they chose to do.
Ooh, good point. I don't know. I didn't make note of who that was.
They have their own drivers meeting.
Well, we had several late entries, so I bet actually we didn't have a number 13 drawn.
I guess I'll go back and look at my drawing list.
We had
here.
at least 4 late entries.
Let's see. Youth class, we had, I think, 10. I see 10. I see the number 10, so I think we had 10 for the youth class. But again, it's awesome to see 13 drivers show up for our youth class. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think we have any brand new names here on the list. We've got the 3 Coots girls, Collier and Clara Hobag. We've got Brantley, Hunter, Gatlin, Blake and Dallas, Ava, Ramsey, Ridge, and Kinsley. Kinsley Young, I'm pretty sure she has raced with us before. I could be wrong about her.
That name does sound familiar.
Well, we have a Kinley Havens.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
So that
of.
might be messing us up here. What's up, David? Checking in from Pikeville, Kentucky.
Oh, Pikeville, Kentucky.
Where's everybody watching from?
I used to date a girl that lived in Pikeville.
Oh, really?
Pikeville, Kentucky, in Pike County.
Is it a beautiful fall day where you're watching from? We are enjoying some lovely weather here at Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park in Dyersburg, Tennessee.
Uh-oh. Timothy Bacon just hopped up in the chat. How do we get out? I'm guessing even hour. How do we get our buggies tech inspected for 2024? You want your buggies tech inspected? I think
Sounds like a Clyde question.
If you if you want to have your buggy inspected,
Clyde's sitting right up here.
Yeah.
With us.
Ooh, even better. Hey, little Tim Bacon's asking how do they get their buggies inspected for 2024, the 2024 season? He's on the radio.
You know, busy running a race. No big deal.
Yeah, I would love to see those guys out because I've heard all kinds of sneaky things about those chassis.
You starting more rumors, Matt?
No, I may or may not have heard things from them or seen pictures.
All right, do we know who's on the line? I'm not, because of our late entries, I'm not sure who they decided to have, what order they put them in.
All right, Ella Coots, clock is hot.
I think I heard Eva Coots.
Oh, who?
Eva.
Oh, Eva? Say Ella? Ella Coots.
Ella Coots.
Okay. That's what I thought I heard, Ella Coots. Again, they were pretty jazzed up about doing some racing this weekend. After I finished my run, they were knuckling me up as I was coming through.
All right, here she goes. Ella Coots, our first youth driver out on the course for round 1. Tim Bacon says clear and sunny on 65 South.
Man, yeah.
I just got back from the beach. It's a beautiful time of year to be heading south.
It looks like they're going around the tire, coming around the race line jump there. Looks like they're heading around the tire, then probably coming back out the finish line. See what our time's going to be. 55.049. 409. Sorry, 409 for Ella Kuntz. Again, that's a small section of that Kuntz racing team that'll be racing today. It sounds like we got Tinsley's Young on the line.
Kinsley Young.
Getting that first downhill spot, trying to cut that corner as tight as they can.
Do we have any fans and family members at home that are cheering on any of our young drivers? Let us know who you're cheering on and where you're watching from. No, are we? Okay, leave it. Yeah. That's what I was asking. What was that time, Clyde? 52.913. All right, that was a 52.913 for Miss Kinsley Young.
Heck yeah. Again, these guys are making pretty quick times. It'll be interesting to see how close the times of the youth class are compared to some of the bouncer drivers.
Tom Phillips is cheering for Brantley Havens from Olympia, Kentucky. And Karen is cheering on Gatlin and Brody from North Carolina.
Love seeing our family, that grandmas and grandpas that tune in to cheer on the youth class. That's super cool to see.
I know the Hobacks have a bunch of family here in person this weekend. This park is close to home for them.
You can hear our spectators as well cheering on our youth class.
Little Blake Heckley, not only is she a karaoke star, she's pretty quick out there on the course, too. You get her started singing Heads Carolina, she knows every word.
And she's almost one of the honoriest Heckleys there are. She is...
she fits an awful lot of sass into that.
She does.
That little body.
All 48 pounds. .596 for Blake Heckley.
That is our current leader right now.
Ooh.
Blake with a 50, then Kinsley with a 52, and Ella with a 55. Molly Bogue on the line now. Pamela's cheering on Eva and Ella and Molly. Molly's out on the course right now. Tom says he loves watching all the kids race. They're the future of the sport, but he's got to especially be rooting for Brantley.
Oh, yeah. Brantley Havens, one of our definitely very recognizable seasoned drivers with his cowboy hat.
I believe Molly's last name is Bogue. All right. Let's see what her time was. Wow, 48.573. That is our new leader.
That's fast. Definitely got the restrictor plate off that one.
I think so. All right, our youngest driver, Collier Hoback, 4 years old, on the starting line. He started racing with us. Was West Virginia his first race?
I think so. At the age of 3.
Yes. He is now a seasoned driver at the age of 4.
veteran
he had
driver.
a birthday not too long ago.
He's a veteran driver.
Yes. Got a real sharp blue and orange color scheme going on there. He and his sister Clara like to practice at home. They've got a little track in their yard. They chase each other around. Clara's big sister is 8 years old. And, of course, that means there's some fierce competition because she can't let little bro, beat her.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently Collier will get on it. Look at him, 4 years old out there.
I was talking to Justin, I think it was our last race, and he was saying that, like, the guy has excavating equipment, so he'll build, like, a legit track, like a legit track that they'll go out and practice on. So, and he's like, I kind of push him a little bit. Like, I want you to get out there, get after it. And he goes, I'd like to have a little rougher course. That way we come here and it's kind of mild. They feel like
easy peasy.
They feel like a pro, Wow, getting it finished out there. That's Collier Holback. 55.976. 55.976 for Collier Holback.
That's a really good run, for Collier being our youngest and one of our least experienced racers. He's right in there in the thick of it with these other times that everyone is laying down.
He definitely had a quick time.
Well done, Collier. Molly Bogue is in the lead right now with a 48, and then Blake Heckley with a 50. Kinsley Young with a 52. Ella Coots with a 55.4, and Collier Hoback with a 55.9. And Miss Gatlin Wheels is out on the course now.
That pink and purple is pretty hard to not recognize. King Gatlin's part of that Digging Deeper race team. Also, this is our Digging Deeper stop class, our youth class, Wow. Bouncing through there. You can see that Digging Deeper sport crew over here cheering her on.
.056.
Wow.
That is our new fastest time.
Wow.
Now we've got Eva Coots on the line.
They're dropping in pretty quick here.
These kiddos are old pros now.
Yeah, they really are. We made the joke, but we do have some seasoned vets in the youth class already. Whoa. Turning radius on those aren't probably the best. Also, that tire, you can see them cut sharp on the tire. They just can't. They kind of swing a little wide there.
Oh, man, a little too wide.
Hey, she was quick on the reverse there. I got to give her massive props. Getting able to throw it in reverse quick and get back lined up right. There we go. Back moving again. Part of that Coots Racing team. .067 for Eva Kuntz. You can see we got sitting up next to the starting gate up there. All right, Brantley Havens, Mr. Cowboy had himself.
Speaking of our seasoned vet drivers, this is Brantley's last season in the youth class as well.
So we have a few of our youth kids, I think, that are getting close on the...
They're aging out.
They are. They are.
Our youth class goes up to 12 years old, but there is no minimum age, so Collier at 4 is our youngest out there. So it's a pretty wide range of ages and then experience, in
Again,
the driver's seat.
Awesome to see him when he gets a little older in the youth class. Another few years, he'll be a vet experienced guy.
A lot of these drivers are following in their daddy's footsteps.
Yes. There we go.
.733 for Brantley, our new leader. Definitely some of that seat time and experience coming into play. Brantley also broke the beam for Dan Carter earlier in Pinky.
Yes, that was super cool to see. And Mr. Wild Wilson came out and actually set a decent run for Dan.
Until he ended up on his ledge.
I wasn't going to talk about that
It
part.
was going good.
It was a decent run. It was definitely a par for the course for today.
Yeah. All right, Hunter Vargo out on the course now.
You doing like cha-cha over there? Oh, man. Hunter Vargo, he was in the driver's meeting as well.
Speaking of turn radius.
He was a little hot and steamy coming in there. Getting fairly quick on the reverse there. Again, see if he can swing a little. There we go, a little bit tighter that time. Again, their turning radius on these 170s are not that great.
Hunter Vargo representing from Murfreesboro, Tennessee also,
I
believe.
6'1.330 for Hunter Vargo. Coming out of Murfreesboro.
Clara Hoback on the line now.
Good, Clara, one of our seasoned drivers. Definitely wants to beat her brother.
Clara's sporting some new Super Grip tires.
Oh,
also.
really? Heck yeah, that is awesome to see.
Sponsored Super Grip tires. See if they make her go faster.
Yeah, hopefully they.
She's whipping around pretty good right now.
She is. Again, that turning radius. No! Had a
Hold up, Clara. Other way. Back it up, girl.
Is that Jay Storks?
It is.
Oh. They're trying to guide her back a little bit. Jay's one of the few guys that could just pick up the whole front of it, just move it around. Be like, I got you. There we go. Brittany Haven's dad out there getting her lined up.
You know, that's a lot when you're so young and just getting used to driving a vehicle to have the presence of mind to, like, which way do I turn? Put it in reverse, you know, and that's a lot to handle. 76.306 for Clara Hoback.
Again, I've seen adults that don't have that same peace of mind, that same presence we were talking about, you know.
All right, you might notice that in the youth class, some recovery assistance is allowed.
Yeah.
In our other classes, if a recovery person touches your vehicle and helps in any way, you're disqualified. But obviously, for our youth class, we want these guys to have fun. They are still learning so much, even just how to drive at all, like in general. And so we definitely are not going to withhold some assistance, some recovery assistance from them. And that does not disqualify them. They'll still get to finish their course.
And again, we appreciate that for the youth class. Again, these are a lot of people who are younger people who are learning how to drive, learning how to manipulate vehicles, learning mechanics. So again, seeing them out there, you know, getting that good feel out there is really nice. Got Ramsey Trainer sitting on the line, they said. But, yeah, it is super neat to see the youth class out there, giving it all, just kind of like their dads or parents do or grandparents do, depending on which driver it is.
Ramsey Trainer is ripping down through
Flying through there. Whoa. Whoa, that's, there we go. Getting that sidewall a little bit. I know, it kind of was. Trying to sling that rear end a little bit there. Power slide that rear end, get it around. For 4.823 for Ramsey Trainer.
Wow, that's a second place time for Ramsey.
Wow.
Brantley Havens is in the lead with a 43. Now Ramsey with a 44. And then we've got Gatlin Wills with a 48.0 and Molly Bogue with a 48.5. With Miss Ava Garner out on the course now, the manager.
The manager.
The name of the buggy and the let's say the personality of the young little driver too. Miss Ava she is one of the most responsible young ladies. She does great. She takes care of the other kids when they're all hanging out. And she is well mannered and so responsible.
I remember watching her speed sport interview, and I was like, it was like watching a professional NASCAR driver interview. I was very impressed. I was like, wow, I'm very impressed. Usually the kids are like, I like candy, and they're like, I want to go play now. And they're like, run off, She did an amazing job in her interview. I was very, very impressed.
.725. We're getting a lot of times in that 48 zone right now. I think that's our third. I believe we've got 3 drivers left. This is round 1 for the youth class. Ridge Brown is on the line now.
Oh, bouncing through there. Cutting that tire pretty tight there. It's we've seen several drivers shoot out a lot wider. A little wider there on that turn, but still doing well. .799 for Ridge Brown. Get a good time as well. We've had a lot of times pretty close today.
Yeah, they're very tight times. We've got Brody Pierman on the line now. Brantley Havens is still hanging on to the lead right now with a 43. Ramsey Trainer right behind him with a 44.
Getting Brody Pierman out there, part of that Digging Deeper race crew. This is our Digging Deeper stock class.
Youth class.
Youth class?
The stock youth class.
They probably are stock, most of them.
Pretty much.
Although I think there were some parents out there trying to mod them up a little bit. You can only mod up a 170 so much, But
eke out every little half a horsepower that you can.
Yeah, it's important when you only have like 47 horsepower to start with,
I do think that it is stock requirements for this class, though. .399 for Brody Pierman. Man, Ridge just did a 49.7.
Wow. That tight of a time for such a long course, I mean, you're knocking on the door of a minute and you're fractured a second between times. Yeah, that's impressive.
Miss Dallas Heckley is on the line now, and I do believe that she is going to wrap up course 1 for our Digging Deeper UTV youth class.
All right.
If you look over there by the starting gate, Matt, you can see a whole bunch of gray T-shirts.
Yeah.
That's the Hobart clan.
Oh, yeah.
All out here with extended family and everything to watch the kiddos race. Dallas is no stranger to the podium in our youth class either.
She's moving. For 4.889 for Dallas Heckley. That concludes course number 1 of our youth class. That's our leaderboard there for course 1. Again, this is just course 1 of the UTV youth class. Brittany Havens currently sitting at the number 1 spot with 33. Again, I love it. Next 2 times are both 44s. Ramsey trainer Dallas Heckley. Again, that is your top 3. Gatlin Wills at 48. Molly Bogue is 48. We have 4 or 5 of the 48s.
Yeah.
Ava Gardner, and then right next to it's 49. We have 2 49s as well. Brody Pierman and Ridge Brown. Coming up to 50 is Blake, and then Kinsley Havens is 52.
Kinsley Young,
52. So yeah, that's a really tight time.
So we are going to let the youth class just go right into round 2. They are all
chomping at the bit.
Suited up and ready to go. So we're going to let them complete their round 2 right now, so these kiddos can have some fun and enjoy the rest of the afternoon without having the race nerves.
Yes, yes.
Ella Coots is out on the course right now.
They can also go get their snacky snacks as well.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
Matt, we're going to need some snacky snacks.
We are. I see Jack from Delta Drone Works down there. He's eating a taco and flying the drone simultaneously.
Master of multitasking.
That takes some skill, I'm not going to lie.
$53.814 for Ella. Kinsley Young on the line now. Ella had a 53.814.
Kinsley made a quick word of this course. You see a lot of them trying to hug that tire as close as they can, at least to start off with. But, again, push them out a little farther on the exit of the turn. There's always so much you can do in the apex of that turn.
Yeah.
There we go. .675 for Kinsley Young. Got Blake Heckley coming in line. They are sending these guys. They always had them lined up ready to go.
Hey, once you get them all rounded up, you got to take advantage of it.
You can see the groove is definitely worn in that track already, just from them looping around that corner so many times.
Little Blake looking through the steering wheel.
Bless her heart. Again, there's more sass than she has weight. For 8.622, that is your new leader, Miss Blake Heckley.
Pretty quick. Ava Garner's on the line now.
Definitely wearing that groove in. Okay, I think that's a much wider, broader turn around the flags. You can see him cut up and kind of jam on the brakes to slow down a little bit there. And this is Zach's daughter.
I can hear her mom yelling over there while she's watching. 50.137. Molly Bogue is on the line now.
It's true. Molly's made quick work of this course as well. Again, our youth, they have been very, very steady this whole time. Again, this is the same course as course 1. We're about halfway through our Digging Deeper youth class on course number 2. We're going to run them back to back. So we're about a third of the way into course number 2.
Ain't that the truth?
49.112 from Molly Bogue. Got Ramsey Trainer up there on the line, they're saying.
Ramsey had a second place time on course 1.
I was talking to his dad, and he said, next year we're coming out, we're doing the whole series, and we're both going to hit it hard. I said, all right. Dude, he is flying through there.
Look at him go.
That downhill section, he was flying. Again, he's also a small guy, too. Our entire youth class is pretty tiny people. Like, they're very cute to see when they're all lined up with the race suits on. You're like, oh, look at these little guys.
Oh, come on, Ramsey.
Trying to cut that corner as tight as possible, and he might have squeaked a little bit of that tire.
.974. That is our new leader.
Brody Pierman coming to that Digging Deeper race crew. Whoa, bouncing through there. Again, Birdie, one of those guys that I think also sees through the steering wheel, not necessarily over the steering wheel.
Oh.
Bree.
For 7.813 for Brody. Dallas Heckley on the line now. Get it, Dallas. Dallas had a third place time on Hill 1. See how she did for Hill 2.
.985 for Dallas Heckley.
That's a second place time
Wow.
right now. Behind Ramsey Trainer with a 43. Eva Coots on the line now.
All right, I hear bouncers back there getting fired up.
All right, UTV drivers, UTV bounty class drivers. Make sure y'all are ready. Make sure you know what number you are.
Given that Coots race team brought quite a few racers with them this weekend as well. It's always good to see them come out. It's kind of neat to see a family affair. So since the mud has all worked its way out, we're going to do bounty first and then bouncers like we normally do.
For 8.594 for Eva Coots.
Listen.
Collier Hoback out on the course now. He's got lots of family over here cheering him on.
Another guy who's had some experience hanging out in the WT with us. Trying to tighten that turn up a little bit there, clear the tire. Again, Collier's one of our youngest racers, if not the youngest racer out there today. Part of that Holback crew. So they have quite a few family out here as well. I've seen Justin and Colton both out here this weekend. That was kind of cool. Hadn't seen Colton in a while. Here we go. We got a big crowd cheering him on as he finishes the finish, crosses the finish line. That is super neat to see.
Hey, not bad for 4 years old, huh?
Definitely not. 54.999 for Collier Holback.
Our fastest time right now is a 43 from Ramsey Trainer. Then Dallas Heckley with a 45. And it looks like Eva Coots with a 48.5. And then Blake Heckley right behind her with a 48.6.
Mr. Cowboy Hat himself, Mr. Brentley Havens. And like Bree said earlier, this will be his last year in the youth class. I think he'll be bumping up to the stock class.
He got a little taste of it out here, breaking the beam for Dan Carter.
Yes.
In the Pinky Buggy earlier today.
There we go.
.698, and that does bump Brantley up to the leader time right now. Pushed Ramsey Trainer with a 43.9, just behind him, right down to second place. And Hunter Vargo is out on the course now.
4.5.313 for Hunter Vargo.
Looks like we've just got 3 of our youth drivers left for today. Ridge Brown is on the line now. Then we'll have Clara Hoback and Gatlin Wheels.
There we go. Nice smooth run. .787. Clara Hoback on the line now. Getting the other half of that Hoback Racing team.
Clara did have a little trouble on, got into the bank a bit on her first run. Let's see how she handles round 2. There she goes. Looking good.
Love that pink and white wrap on there.
Yep, you'll see all the... Hey, much better backing up and getting out of it this time. You'll see there's the pink and gray shirts everyone's wearing down there for Clara and the pink and orange for Collier's colors. .439. Not a bad time, even with a little bit of a backup down there. Gatlin Wheels is going to wrap up our day of racing here with the Digging Deeper UTV youth class.
Again, Gatlin's no stranger to our race series. She's been racing for a while with us.
on, Gatlin.
Come on.
Around
Again,
the corner.
that turn, we've seen several buggies get hung up right there. So, again, I just don't think the turning radius there is not as much as they'd like it to be, I think.
They got to learn how to hit that apex and
drift it a little bit.
Make the curve there. That's a 5.567 for Gallon Wheels. All right, we're going to, there's your leaderboard right there. Brantley Havens took first on both hills, actually. This is our leaderboard just for course 2. Ramsey Trainer and Hunter Vargo, those are your top 3. And then we had Dallas Heckley, Brody Pierman, Eva Coots, Blake Heckley, Molly Bogue, Ridge Brown, and Ava Garner. Those were our top 10 for course 2. We are going to shut down very quickly, and then we'll be right back with our UTV Bounty and Bouncer course 2. Y'all don't go too far.